Welcome back to Gerad Riester YouTube, where anything that is worth doing is worth overdoing. I'm going to show you the setup on this Freewing 80mm Mirage 2000. It's the only one they got, so that's the one. This one is the V2, just got it. So I'm going to show you how I set up my transmitter with the help of my lovely assistant Mandy Purdy with 2 R's. And then hook up the receiver. Not much to it really, so this will be a quick one. And most of you know what to do, but for those that don't, or maybe those that are unsure, or I'll just kind of show you my technique because I'll do a few things different. So, needless to say, you power it on. It doesn't work too well if you don't. In my case, you dig out your glasses from wherever you put them. Oh, behind me. Here, I'm going to zoom in here for all of you to see. There you go. Let's get it tilted down a little bit so we can see better. I can go hands-free. So, first thing, go to the setup screen and model select, add new model. It's going to default to that. Then you go create, model type. Actually, it's already on the correct type. Model name. So, straightforward. Mandy's inspecting just to make sure I'm doing it right, which always is needed. Yes, it's always needed. So, not surprisingly, I'm going to call it Mirage. Hopefully we'll spell it right. No. Rubbing against my plane. Mandy, why are you doing this, huh? Usually she doesn't mess with my planes. We got another cat that does. Her name is Sarah. I don't think she's been in any of the videos yet, but she's usually the one who does that. And I'm just deleting the rest there. So Mirage, I don't think I need to put 2000 on there because I know which it is, and then you just hit the back arrow. Aircraft type. So this is the thing where you're gonna have to do something a little different for the Delta wing. There's 2 kinds of Delta wings. Elevon. Well, yeah, so Elevon. It doesn't say Delta wing. Elevon. The word I couldn't think of last time. And we don't know if it's Elevon or Elevon B. So you just pick one and see if it works. And if it doesn't work right, then you can switch it. Elevon and then normal tail. Just one vertical with a rudder. Normal. Next, there's really nothing here to do. We'll set up the gyro later, but you wouldn't do it on this screen anyway. Unless you had an external gyro, I guess. Flight mode. We're not going to do anything with this right now. So that's it. Pretty straightforward. Okay, so servo setup. So normally, again, I like to copy John from Two Brothers on a lot of this stuff. What I gather is that the roll rate on this thing is pretty significant. So I'm just going to leave 100 travel. Okay, that's not true. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to set 150 travel because I want that for the elevators, for the vertical axis, pitch axis. No sub trims yet. No, we don't know if we need reverse yet. So, and then for rates, I'm just going to dial the ailerons way down. I always have them on separate switches. So, start with the aileron channel, and you can use whatever switch you want. I use C for ailerons, and this is where, for my high rate, I'm going to make it about 70. going to do 100 expo on all of these for the ailerons. And mid rate, we'll go about 50. This is unusual. Usually I'd do like 125, something like 100 or 90 for mid, and maybe 50 or 40 for low, depending. But again, this has a massive roll rate, so we don't need a whole lot of ailerons. So we're gonna dial down the rates quite a bit. Yeah, I'll go with 30. And I'm gonna fly this. I'm gonna maiden this with low rates on ailerons, and I'll probably go medium rates on elevator. And you notice I don't usually do 100 expo on all 3 rates, but this time I am again. I think based on what I've seen. So my first step when I ever get any new airplane is to watch other people's YouTube videos and see what they do. Learn from their mistakes or lack thereof, or the good stuff they do. All right, elevator, I always put on F. Again, personal technique. And I always do my high rates forward and my low rates back, or up and down. High rates up, low rates down, depending on how you look at it. Elevators, I'm going to go 125 for the high rates with 100% expo. Medium rates, I'll go 80. I'm going to do 100% expo on that too. And then for low rates, I'll do somewhere around 60. About 80% expo. I like a lot of expo. I don't really see any reason not to. You get all your control authority at the end points, but it helps dampen out the middle. I personally like that, but everybody flies different. Taken to a new technique here. I used to use, what is it, G for my rudder, but I've started using, for consistency's sake, I've started using E, because I use G on a couple of my aircraft for reverse, and I want to be consistent. So that's a little bit of risk management, I suppose. If the switches are consistent across all aircraft, then you're not going to reach for the wrong switch at the wrong time. The only exceptional is my MiG-29, because I got thrust vectoring, and this switch is my what's the word? My flight mode, where I can turn the vectoring on and off. So, but the MiG doesn't have reverse because I needed, it's a 10-channel receiver, AR-10 360. I needed all the channels for the thrust vectoring and the differential stabilators and stuff like that. So anyway, so E for most of my aircraft for rudder, and we'll go 125 on that too. I don't know if I'll ever need all that. It's 100% expo. That's for the high rate. I'll go 70 for mid rate. And 80% expo again. And we'll go 50 for low. These are all starting points, and then as I learn the airplane, I'll adjust. I guess 70% expo on that. So I'll adjust as necessary. So yeah, I'll fly it on mids for elevator. I'll fly it on low for aileron. So then you want to do whatever you want to do, but I'll set my throttle cut. I use H. always like to set throttle cut. It's a good safety measure, even though you don't have to spin in a prop. I'm not going to make you sit through all of my... I set audio events for all my switches. It's really a nice heads-up thing, a nice feature on these that I really like. So that's really it for the sort of the basic setup. If I had flaps, I'd set up the flap system too, which is right here. But on a Delta wing, no flaps. So that's, oh, and the timer. You set the timer. As always, for my EDS, my starting point is 3 minutes for a maiden. I do my stick one time, and I am going to set my audio events now because it's easy. Just do voice for almost everything, and I'll do voice for 20 and 10 seconds. 30 is sufficient, but I do it for expiration. Actually, let's do tone and leave it. Yeah, that's good. There we go. And again, it's nice and heads up. So that's it for the radio setup. And I'll take you over and I'll show you the receiver setup. Okay, here's the receiver setup. Like I said, AR637T, just 6 channels. I'm using all 6. You put one elevon in each channel, rudder in one. I got the reverse in one, and obviously throttle in one, and that's all 6. I got my wires organized. Probably wouldn't have to be this way so much. This one's coming up a little bit there. But I've got these batteries that just kind of barely fit. Turn-G bolt, high voltage, 4500s. So, you can think of this as a Quentin Tarantino movie in that things are a little bit out of order from what you're actually going to see in real time. What actually transpired in terms of my timeline. In that respect only, does it resemble one of his movies. I am the world's worst editor and or putting together these things, as you can easily see. So anyway, I have it on good authority that this exact model, this one here, flies very well at up to 5 minutes with somewhere around 3.8, 3.9 per cell left after a flight, and that this setup works really well. As long as you land it, you flare to land. Failing to flare to land can possibly result in some damage to the landing gear, or at least it pulling out of the foam. And we'll see that for real in another video. Well, we won't see that because I didn't get that on video, but we'll get the maiden. We got the maiden on video. Flies really good. It is fast. You don't need to dial the roll rate down, and again, I'll get into all of that in that video. Next up is going to be setting up the AS3X Plus. I think it benefits well from that. So that'll be our next video, but just wanted to close it out and show you what I meant about the receiver setup. It's tied in here with that Turn-G battery, so I've got the wiring all zip tied together and then taped to the side, and you just barely get it in there. And that's pretty much on the prescribed CG marks. Is maybe a little aft with the gyro dialed up. Flies super awesome. So yeah, more on that and then one of the videos to come. Thanks for watching. Oh yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell. Don't run out of airspeed, altitude, and ideas all at the same time, and have a great day. Thanks. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. See ya.